Welcome back to DecoyNoise, where today we're doing more stories from r/Am I the A-hole and taking them to Decoy Court. We'll read over those top comments and the controversial comments and your comments down below, but let's go ahead and get to the story, which is: am I the antagonist for telling my sister that if she doesn't trust her husband to watch their kids, then she has bigger problems at hand? OP writes, my sister is having her son tomorrow in a scheduled C-section. She already has a 6-year-old daughter and a 4-year-old son and a 3-year-old son and a 15-month-old daughter. Her husband works a lot and she is a stay-at-home mom, so I always knew she took care of the kids more than he did, but I didn't realize how bad it was. My mom was supposed to drive down to help them out, but she can't because she got sick, so I'm going down on Thursday to help them out when my sister gets home until my mom can get there next week, but that means her husband has to take off of work and watch the kids Monday through Wednesday. She called me and asked if I could give her husband reminders in addition to the schedule she created this week for him. Her daughter is in 1st grade and is moving to going to school from 2 days a week to going 5 days a week, so she wants to call Monday through Wednesday to remind her husband that their daughter has to go to school. She also had to write down what school their daughter goes to because her husband doesn't know. Their 4- and 3-year-olds go to preschool, but he thought they went full days when they only go half days. My sister said he asked what the 4- and 3-year-olds are allowed to eat, so she made a list and asked if I could call them at lunchtime to make sure they eat. She also asked me for next week to text every couple of hours to make sure he changes the 15-month-old's diaper. He knows how to change it but forgets, so she wanted to text reminders sent so their daughter isn't sitting in her own stuff. She said everything should be fine because they always knows their routine and should remind him, and she put a schedule on the wall and in his phone, but she wants to make sure nothing goes wrong while she's in the hospital. I told her I would try my best, but I work too much and have my own responsibilities, so I couldn't promise that I would check in on time every day. She got really upset and asked if I could stop being selfish for once. I love my sister, but I hate when she acts like my life is so easy because my husband and I don't have any kids yet. I said, if you don't trust John to feed the kids, change the diapers, and get them to the right school every day, then you have bigger problems than me being selfish. She started crying and hung up. I tried calling back, but she hasn't responded and must have told my mom because I'm getting a text from her saying I need to apologize because she's dealing with a lot. Edit to add some important details. He truly is incompetent. This isn't my sister being overbearing. Last month, my sister sent him out shopping for the family. He didn't know that his 3-year-old had been potty trained for over a year. If he didn't call my sister, he would have purchased diapers for a kid who hadn't worn one in a long time. He works a lot, but it's by choice. My sister wanted to go back to work, but he's anti-daycare, so she stays home. He was working from home, but offered to go back when his company announced they would start allowing unlimited staffing. He only has to work 2 Saturdays a month, but works every Saturday and spends any time off working in his home office. He doesn't eat dinner with the family most nights, so he didn't know that the 3- and 4-year-olds can eat real food. I have no problem helping out. My only issue is that I can't check in whenever my sister wants me to. I work and can't have my phone on me the entire time. So taking the case and rushing it over to Decoy Court is, yes, OP, it's not your responsibility to raise your sister's kids. The sister has other problems that are going on right now, but it can't be on OP not being selfish to take care of the kids. That's unnecessary for them to take a jab at OP saying, oh, just stop being selfish and take care of my kid. That's messed up. That's probably why they're overstepping their bounds, but also the situation of this may not have been the best time to shove it in their face where, like, they're already going through a lot. They're going to go through a medical procedure and it's going to be she can't change it at all. This is going to happen whether she likes it or not. You know, obviously it's her life choices that put her in that situation, but you know, you don't want to kick your sister while she's already down in hard situations. But OP, I'm still saying you're not the antagonist. And I guess the only alternative would be the decoy defense is, I've seen this before. It's very, very sad. It's been either been a car accident or a stroke where you can have someone that has a really good job, that is very good at everything, and something happens to them like TBI and they become forgetful, where they don't know if their kids are in diapers or not, or they don't know what they are and are not allowed to eat. And now they're just trying to make the best of a bad situation. If he legitimately wasn't just a piece of crap, no good father, he was just a guy really, really well-meaning, but just had a terrible tragedy happening to him, I could see why they'd say, hey, OP, lay off. He's doing his best. The least you could do is just send a text reminder to automatically send him a message to remind him or something, or some sort of thing in the middle. And also the sister's already going through a lot of stuff. I mean, this sounds more like a deadbeat type of situation, but in the event that it's actually a medical thing, OP would be the antagonist. But I'm saying still not the antagonist. But as always, we'll take a brief recess in Decoy Court. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you would do if your sibling was demanding that you kind of be a second parent while they're going in for a C-section. That's kind of a rough scenario. But let's go ahead and go to those top comments right now because they're probably going to be interesting. Top comment is, not the antagonist. That's just boggles my mind how a grown man can have so many kids but not know how to take care of any of them. Well, sad to say, when you're making a kid, there's no questionnaire as to if you can raise the kid. The next top comment, not the antagonist. I'm trying not to think of your sisters as one of expecting her 6-year-old to know how to run the house more than her husband and counting to have kids with him, but it's difficult. Very sad, but that's just how it is. Very, very sad. The next top comment, not the antagonist. Why the heck does she keep on having kids who's clearly a deadbeat dad and only there for adult time? She's clearly only staying for financial stability. She needs to have the guy set timers on her phone or hire a babysitter. Better yet, needs to make him actually parent once or leave. OP came back to say she's getting her tubes tied this time, so this will be the last one. And you never know if they're going to follow through with that or what's actually going to happen, but it sounds like just a series of bad decisions, and it's just going to result in more bad decisions where, you know, you don't want to pile on, but yeah, this isn't OP's fault. This is on them and solely on them. Let's go ahead and read to the top comment, right, or the top controversial comment, which is, not the antagonist. But are we sure the husband can't take care of them and mom isn't just controlling? A lot of moms don't put enough faith in their kids' dads. The dads don't get the chance to be parents when the moms won't let them. Then asking what foods the kids are allowed to eat makes it sound like a controlling mom versus a dad who can't feed his kids. It may not be a gourmet meal, but a few days of chicken nuggets aren't going to kill a kid. And they already corrected that. The guy literally doesn't know if his kids are potty trained, which corrects that comment. But the next top controversial comment is, no antagonist here, but I'm with your mom and think you should apologize. You're not wrong, but right now isn't the time for tough love and hard truths, but definitely something she needs to hear after the baby's born and she's back home. And I understand OP wants to defend themselves, but it is true. Maybe not right now while she's really going through like the thick of it. The next top controversial comment that was also heavily downvoted, everyone sucks here mildly. You're right, but the day before giving birth isn't when she needs to hear it. Right now, be in a help/triage mode. Hire a babysitter to help out. Maybe one of the teachers at 3 or 4-year-old school can recommend someone. Negative points, but I do get the whole situation where it's just, you're still siblings, you're still sister. Like, you don't need to pile on and make this a harder situation on them when they're already probably stressed out and probably overbearing on the phone and really, really worried about how the kids are going to make it to school, how they're going to eat, how they're going to get their diapers changed. And now you're just saying, oh yeah, by the way, you're a terrible person, he's a terrible person, and you have no way out of this. Click. Like, that's only going to make it worse on them. I could see why this is probably not the time or the place to be doing it, but also, OP, you're allowed to take care of yourself, and this wasn't a situation that got sprung on them. Minus if this was a medical emergency, but this is probably a series of bad decisions making, what do they got, 5 kids now? That's going to be a rough situation for them. So as always, if you appreciate this kind of Reddit read podcasty format, make sure you subscribe down below and turn those notifications on. If you can, like the video. If you really like the video, make sure you share the video, share the channel overall. But if you don't want to do any of all that, that's okay. Make sure you subscribe so you can check those videos new every day at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But if nothing else, just go ahead and put this on autoplay and check out that next episode of DecoyNoise coming up next.